Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold and this is Psycho Gold Videos. Yes, I know the video that you're about to watch is later than it normally is. I had a really busy Monday and to be honest this entire week is going to be chaos for me. So, since this is probably the video that the majority of you are going to watch rather than Dororo or Mob Psycho 100, I have a friend coming over on Wednesday, so if you're on my Patreon, Promised Neverland and Shield Hero won't be up on Wednesday. If you're here on YouTube, obviously Promised Neverland is dead. I might do some reviews for episode 2 and episode 3. I haven't decided yet. Shield Hero will obviously be on the channel probably Thursday. That's what I'm hoping to do. Other than that, my focus is on trying to get Slime, Mob, and Dororo sorted, and then the rest of my day is going to be spent doing IRL things because, as I say, I've got one of my old friends who I'm really excited. He's never been over to see our place, and this will be the first time he's actually come over and seen us. So he's got like a 5-hour drive ahead of him, so yeah, got to make sure that everything is ready for him. Got to get the sofa turned into a bed, etc, etc, which I know doesn't take very long, but humour me. Just, you know, general house things that need doing, really. But yeah, so there won't be any anime on Wednesday. I'm hoping that Shield Hero I'll be able to watch for Thursday. But I'm not entirely sure what day... I'm not entirely sure what time he's leaving on Thursday yet. We haven't really decided. We're not really worrying about plans. We're just playing it by ear, so... if he doesn't leave till late Thursday, then it's going to be Friday, but I just thought I'd let you guys know if you're wondering where Shield Hero is and why this week has been a bit chaotic. So with that said, slime time! Now, last time we had the announcement of Rimuru's nation and his official alliance with the dwarves, and I'm very curious to see where this episode is going to take the storyline next. It's already turned into, as a lot of people I've seen commenting was saying, like, this is like Civilization of the game. I actually think it's closer to something like The Settlers myself, but, you know, I still see where people get Civilization from, and I'm actually really enjoying this aspect of the show, so let's see what kind of episode we're in for this week, everybody. So, when I came to edit this episode, I realized that there is a problem with the audio, namely that it's too loud, and I can't adjust it because it's in my recording, which is my mistake. Can't blame the tech, that was just me because I'm an idiot and I forgot to make sure that there was no sound being recorded whilst I did my recording. If I upload the reaction to YouTube, it's never gonna make it. The volume is so overwhelmingly loud, it is going to get flagged by YouTube's bots, even if I cut it up really tightly, as everybody knows. Certain anime are just becoming a real pain at the moment to do any kind of videos on. Slime isn't too bad, but I have had issues with trying to do slime in the past, so I already know that with the volume as loud as it is, this is going to get flagged. So I've cut out the reaction part of this video. The link is in the description below. Don't worry, it's an actual link, so you just have to click on it. It is just the reaction though, because as I say, this wasn't supposed to be a redirect, and then yeah, the rest of the video is here, so go watch it, come back, and then let me know what you thought as per normal. So see you guys afterwards, and yeah, I'll give you back to me after you've seen the reaction, so enjoy the review, guys. Laters. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that was Slime episode 16, and yeah, that was different to anything I was expecting, let's put it that way. I don't know, man. I knew that obviously Milim was coming because the last episode said as much, but I also know that a lot of people were excited to see her, and now that we've met the character, I understand why. Never mind the fact that she is yet another addition to the harem for Rimuru. Even though he wasn't exactly overwhelmed because, as he said, she's quote-unquote flat, she has other assets that she very much had on display that, let's be honest, you wouldn't exactly be too fussed to have her at your side. Plus the fact she's pretty much the strongest thing that they've come across so far in the entire show. So yeah, you definitely want to stay on Milim's good side, and she kind of showed that off. I do find it interesting, though, that she said when Rimuru and Ninja Dude, whose name I can't remember, they both attacked him with the Spider Silk and his Black Flame. She even made a point of saying that actually that was kind of impressive, like a lesser Demon Lord or another Demon Lord. She didn't even say lesser, actually. She said any other Demon Lord might not have actually been able to survive that attack. But for her, it was just like, next. And yeah, man. This is the first character that Rimuru has actively known before they've even started that in direct combat, he stands not a chance against her. And obviously, now that we've heard from the other villagers, his other members of his council, in inverted commas, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, they all know of her, they all know her reputation. It also explains why, once they realized that it was Milim who Rimuru was facing down against, that they tried to get Rimuru out of there, and they basically had signed away their own lives in the process to be like, yeah, you just need to run, Rimuru, we'll hold her off, but yeah, none of us can beat her, and if she's here, that we're probably done for. Though I do find it interesting the way Milim wanted to come in and introduce herself. Like, I don't actually think she herself knew what she really wanted out of going to visit Rimuru. And I think Rimuru could sense that straight away. How exactly he knew that honey was going to be able to be sweet enough / taste amazing enough to want her to basically back down so that she could have more of it is a bit of a different question. Like, yeah, I get that he figured out that she was like a kid at heart and she, you know, is just as much of a child on the inside as she appears to be on the outside. She's a very young demon lord is the only thing I can think of. Or she is an older demon lord, but for some reason she's not aging, so she's always stuck in this kind of perpetual adolescence like mindset. So yeah, I find it hilarious that one minute she was this big powerful demon lord and the next minute Rimuru was like, well, if you don't behave, you're not getting any more honey. And she was like, fine, you know what, forget it, I don't need to kill all of you, I just want the honey, man. And it's like, what? And now obviously we've got the fact that Milim is going to be living with them, which I think was pretty obvious. Like, Rimuru got to the heart of her problem straight away. He was like, you're bored. You know, all you have to do for entertainment is fight people, and, you know, all you can do other than fight people is order people around. And Rimuru was like, that's boring, man. That sounds like it would get boring real quick. And he's like, I have a nation to run, I have so many things to oversee, to plan, to get done. Like, I don't have time to be a demon lord. And I love that conflicting opinions between Milim and Rimuru of like, but surely you want to be a demon lord too, right? I mean, you're almost powerful enough. You beat the Orc Lord who had just become a demon, who was on his way to becoming a demon lord. And Rimuru's like, no, not really. And I find it interesting the way his, like, closest followers were all listening to the conversation. Like, does Rimuru want to be a demon lord, you know? And the fact that Rimuru was just like, no, not really. And they were kind of like, okay then. Overall, I absolutely loved this episode, and yeah, it's really annoying when I have to delay watching episodes, because I was so excited to watch this yesterday, and I just couldn't fit it in. Obviously, I stream on Monday nights, and I really thought I had enough time to watch it before I streamed, and then after I streamed, I was just wrecked, man, so I just went to bed. But yeah, I actually feel a lot better today than I have done the last few days, so I think once Wednesday and Thursday morning is out of the way, I'll actually be, like, back in fighting form. Like, this is the best I've felt for a while. Like, I think I've finally shifted whatever it is that I've had for the last, like, couple weeks, really. So, yeah, this was a great episode, man. I can't wait for next week's episode. I absolutely love Slime. I'm really looking forward to see how Milim, being part of the village, changes the dynamic. I mean, now that we know who she is, she's been a big part of the credits since the first episode, even though the credits actually changed before she turned up, but she's still in both the opening and the ending credits. Like, in the opening credits, she's kind of dueling with Rimuru, but in the end credits, she seems much more friendly with him. Like, on some shots, I always would go so far as to say it looks like they're together, but obviously this episode they declared themselves besties, and it's like, okay, so that makes sense now why she suddenly is like his best friend, quite literally. Because obviously up until this point, I thought that Syiance, or the princess, was kind of filling that role, and obviously he's quite close with all of his Kajin followers. I think the only one that we haven't really seen anything of is the one that became a swordsmith, and same with the other dwarf brothers. We've seen the main dude for a few episodes now, and obviously now we've got the inclusion of a researcher. They've got Vesta, whatever his name is, which I did not see coming, so we actually gained 2 new additions to the well, I call it a village. It actually is more like a town now. I mean, I can't believe how well they've been able to bring this whole thing to light. Like, if you came across this place from a distance, you wouldn't think it was a place that, you know, monster races lived. It's just ridiculous, man. They've got proper brick roads, they've got, you know, proper brick houses, they've completely almost gone through the ages, and it's so great to see this town that's probably going to turn into a city, let's be honest, actually just continue to grow, improve, get better. They've got miners, gardeners, you know, architects. They've got the orcs have obviously made a huge difference, which we didn't actually see in this episode, that many orcs, but we know that the orcs are doing a lot of the physical laboring work, and they're perfectly suited for it, alongside the hobgoblins that have obviously been doing it since episode 1. The dwarves are obviously teaching their craft to everybody else, and then we also got a surprise that Gabiru isn't just, you know, the only Lizardman who's joined Rimuru's group. Like, he's brought an actual contingent of followers with him, but his sister has also been sent to the village, and in an interesting turn of evolution, Gabiru turned into a, like, well, I would say he turned into like a dragon-like creature, but in reality, he looks pretty much the same, except he's now got some wings on his back, and he's changed color. But I find it really interesting that Gabiru and the guys seem to have turned it into these weird, like, dragonoid-type things. They did say the name, like, Drakespawn, I think, or something like that, but his sister has almost gone the completely other way, and now looks actually almost human. But she also has wings on her back, I think. But the others that she's brought with her have also turned human, but they actually look fairly human. And it's kind of like, what? How? What? I don't get how these evolutions work, man. I mean, it's so weird. I must admit, I was just as surprised as Rimuru was that he could override Gabiru's name from Lord Gelmud, and, you know, Rimuru has now made him part of Tempest, which doesn't really surprise me in inverted commas, but I was surprised that he still transformed, but I suppose it's because he was already a higher form than the rest of the Lizardmen, even though he didn't really look like it. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, transformations in this show, they don't really follow any kind of logic. I mean, they probably do. There probably is some section of the light novels, the web novels, the manga, whatever source, you know, people want to draw from that has, like, here is how it all works. But from an anime-only point of view, you know, it is kind of like, and today they're gonna digivolve to race, whereas I don't know, the female lizard people seem to have become very human. I'm still enjoying it. I still like. Seems to vary because I remember the orcs actually did that as well. The hobgoblin females became much more, shall we say, endowed and attractive from a human perspective. Like, all of them became actually, no, I take that back. The males did the same thing. They all became much more humanoid looking, and they all became much more physically fit. So yeah, I don't know, man. The way evolutions work in this show is weird. But anyway, that's going to end this one here, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Drop some comments down below letting me know what you thought of this episode. If you're new around here, feel free to click that subscribe button. Ring the bell to get notified, in theory, if it's working, which it isn't. But maybe one day it will, you know, that would be great. But that's going to be it from me, guys. As always, my name is Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.